To the point, this is a YouTube video that is focusing on the emphasis of other people's success on YouTube. Yeah, intertwined with what I'm personally going through as well. But the point is, what are these people doing that is making their videos successful? Now, number one, skip all the introduction, let's go. It seems like people have a Genesis type motivation on what or why they even started YouTube in the first place. Why are you on this platform? What is going to be your primary motive for being on this platform? You have to make that decision, because there's going to be times when you're going to have success. And that success is going to be so overwhelming, and that you're going to get a good fair amount of money. You can say medium, fair, or grandeur. It all depends on your strategy. But this is the strategy and the mind point. You have to remember why you're on this platform in the first place. No matter if... Sorry, am I yelling? Excuse me. Oh, wait a minute. No matter if you have success or not. Alright, so that's point number one. I have given you all these fair examples of different scenarios that I'm in. Now right now, don't worry, I'm on a straightaway country road. It looks pretty much like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, that strip of land that's going towards the mountain. If you make reference to that and take a look at it, that's the type of environment that I'm in right now. I'm breaking away from traffic, so right now, yeah, now I'm on the long shot. So just to give you, some type of security. It's like, oh, you're doing a YouTube video when you're driving and having one cup in your hand. Well, this is, making you have some inspiration on, if he can do that, oh, then I can do a YouTube video. Because I'm, like I said, doing it in all types of various forms of situations. Now, one thing, I should say, but the second thing that I want to pass on is the numbers on people that are on this platform are in the millions. And the statistics is very close to the statistics of success with the lottery. You make a comparison of how many people win on the lottery based on the percentage of how many are into the lottery in and of themselves. It was kind of a thing that I didn't want to hear, but I found that out the other day. I'm like, oh, come on. So this is why it has to be emphasized of your motivation on coming on this platform in the first place. Now, I do have my own reasons why I'm on this platform, and I'll just keep that to myself, because that's what's motivating me. But I was persuaded by Dante London. I was extremely inspired, and you only have to see inspiration. Yeah, there you go. Inspiration for about 20 seconds, and it can inspire you for your whole life. For example, I just saw this German wearing these German bike boots, walking away from a cafe, and oh my God, I only saw him maybe for 90 seconds because he was walking towards me, and just his presence and in those boots, wow. And I bought like $900 worth of those boots. I'm telling you. So you did? I was like, yeah, I did. It's because of inspiration. The only thing you have to do is see it once. So people on YouTube, that was a correlation. If people on YouTube just see you do something within a short amount of time, well, I'm expecting for you to be on here to the end of the video, but they only have to see you just for a little bit to like you and follow you. It's just the way that you present yourself. Sometimes, like, I call myself the YouTube submarine because I live on YouTube. YouTube actually keeps me awake and in my concentrated mindset so that I can do the work that I do. I work for about, at maximum, I would say 14 hours comfortably every single day. It's always 14. Sometimes I say 16, but it is 14. Now, you can do a 14-hour day and hopscotch every other day do videos. Like I said, you know, you gotta do videos every other day like I'm telling you to go to the gym. No, that's not possible. But it is possible for some people, but I can do it every other day. And let's get to it. Another point. The next point is, you know, at the very end of your video, I should say, at the very beginning of your video, there's your introduction, but we're talking about the text introduction. You need to go on YouTube and see the successful people and how they format or present their introduction text. All right? Don't be original at this. All right? Don't be original and just say, oh, just put hashtag like, subscribe, and YouTube, which is correct. Because the algorithm, for some reason, during the holidays, it likes that 3 hashtags. Okay, that's true. Yes, that's right. But look at other people. I can't say their names because then this will turn into a promotion video. But you yourself, you go on YouTube and look at the introduction of very successful people and how they're presenting themselves in their intro. Follow that. Even if you can just put one sentence that copies them, it works. So follow it, you know. Yes. Okay, now here's the other thing. Point number 4. You can be a newscaster. You can be a newscaster, have newscasting experience. Like, that is your job. And you think you can come on YouTube and just atomic bomb the place, you know? Nope. No. Yeah, I saw this one YouTuber that, yeah, she had experience, boy. I mean, I'm telling you, man, she had her ducks in a row. Like they have in the Jeeps there. Listen, YouTube actually is attracted, or it almost has its own type of mindset of liking, even with all that newscasting experience. Okay, I got a clear shot. I don't know why that person's sitting there. All right, now, if you can get all of that and run away with it, so does that give you any hope about, you know, being on YouTube? Well, actually, if people like you, they like you, but they like you because of like how you're actually presenting your material. Now, I fell in love with this comedian, as we all know, and he's gone on to be an advanced in entertainment. But we all know that he does this, and he interviews celebrities and just asks them very honest, straight questions. So in that format, he's driving. All right, so you know where I'm pulling all this from, and like who I'm talking about. But if that format works, originally I can listen to someone as they're driving, and it's interesting because they're experiencing things on the raw, and they're talking raw. So that format works. But I like that because, I'm sorry, I'm beginning to yell again. I like that because of just the way that it is. So people are going to fall in love with your way, not so much with your content. I'm not getting to ASMR, but I don't care what they're reading. I just like the tone of their voice and just the presence of comfort that they give. Like for me, like right now, I can't directly look at the camera. This road is just so dark and lonely. My God, it's like I'm flying in a spaceship. Anyway, so I want to give you inspiration on just getting on this platform and doing these YouTube videos. Here's another thing, another point, which is kind of odd, but please take it. You will not have memory of this day. You won't. That was the biggest landslide I've ever had cross my mind. You're not going to have memory of this day. 90% of your days, you're not going to remember. There's some people who have a classic ability to remember details to a very high extent, but you're not going to remember this day. Only if there's someone being mad at you. So that's why sometimes I like people to get mad at me, because then, now I can have something to remember. But besides that, you make your own memories. You have to do something out of the ordinary. That's the point, out of the ordinary. Now there's these girls that are doing their hair either pink or right here or pink right here. That produces a memory in people's minds. Like this one girl was just walking down the street, and she just had her hair in a way that was different color, but it was well done. So I'm making a correlation with that with videos. If you just somehow make an impression on people, that impression that will leave a memory, you have done something that day. You have successfully done something that day. All what you're doing right now, you won't remember it. That this next 16 hours is not going to be remembered by you. You're not going to remember the food that you've eaten. You're not going to remember what you even wore. So that this day right here is going to turn into a dream, unless you do something out of the ordinary. So I know, like, the people in different walks of life, I'm not saying do something strange. I'm saying do something out of the ordinary that will cause this to be a memory or leave a memory. Alright, so some people have taken that to the extreme, and I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about taking something to the extreme like that. And then people try to do really bad things to themselves in order to make a memory. I'm not saying that. I'm saying get on this platform of YouTube, and on this platform make a memory. That's my genesis motivation. That's what's urging me. That's what's making me tick, even though people don't care necessarily what. Here's the fifth or whatever point I'm on right now, fifth or sixth point. Make sure that you realize people don't care what you're going through. People are on this platform to be, first of all, entertained, and then second of all, to gain information. So, either of those two. Now, your blog, you can do a blog if you want. You know, you can make a memory like that if you want to. But people don't care about that, okay? People don't necessarily, I mean, they do care about what's happening in Los Angeles, and people do care, like, what they're going through. And I'm seeing blogs pop up to, like, Rising from the Ashes. That's a really good sorry to say ass, but that's a really good feed. Now you're seeing this people, like, they don't have nothing now, and they're just rising from the ashes, and they're doing blogs like that. Oh, that's gonna make hundreds of millions of views. I'm just thinking that it would, but anyway, your family members are not going to care. But besides all that, your family's not going to care if you have a YouTube channel. Don't even think that they're going to be remotely interested. That was very surprising to see. You know, like, I'm telling people in my family about, sorry about the camera right now. That was such a, but yeah, people don't even care, man. Surprise, surprise. So don't tell your family members that you have a YouTube channel. Just forget about it. Now this is making a memory how this camera is going around like this. I made it to work in a record time. Wow. I'm here already. Alright, so those are all the strategies. And as far as, like, a strategy of life, if you're even on to this part of the video, there's one thing that I've seen that I'm passing on to you. You don't have to react to a person's obvious spat. I'm seeing like this bubble that's being created, like, around me, that when someone is, like, blowing their top or blowing them steam, that's the only way that they can get it out. All right, and you just gotta let people rant, which is hard. Now I can talk to the camera. So you have to allow people to get out what's in them. Respond later, and I'm talking about much later. 6 hours, you finally respond to the person. I'm not talking, because you'll see that the strategies of life that I give, sometimes they're not Christian, okay? Sometimes they're just taken from all types of walks of life. And you don't necessarily have to respond to their venting of anger. Then you can take that anger into your video games, if you do play video games to such a that extent. Some people don't have video games, but there's other platforms that you can vent your anger instead of venting your anger at a human. I'm not saying vent towards yourself. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you just let people be angry, because people have that right to be angry at some times. And then as far as the boss goes, your own personal boss, they have to be technical because they have to cover details. So they are doing their job. Don't take it personal. It's just their job, and then they have to scrutinize certain details. Now that's exactly what I've gone through, and this is what I like, that I can just say these things as they're happening to me, because then I'm passing on the etheric side of, like, this is what I just went through, and I'm giving it to you. Now, you know what? I might have to do a part 2, like driving back, but it'll be daytime, and I'm going to listen to another probably 10 hours of YouTube. So whatever I get out of that, I'll come back on, and I'll give you exactly what the YouTube submarine has seen in the depths. Okay, so let me get to work. Yes.